So I'm Iranian, and every Persian mom and dad's like dream, you either become a lawyer, a doctor, a dentist. 7-8 feet away from the patient, it's like...
Yeah, people are like, the doctor's here, you're just like... Well, that's what I asked you in the beginning. Your friends influenced your decision on like being med. On that road and it's about to hit that, left or right, dental medicine. Like, what's your final piece of advice?
Honestly, God always has a plan for people, and you just have to believe.
Always.
Believe and just work hard, because nothing is given to you in this life, and you just have to grind for it, baby.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Today we got a very special guest. It's the very first interview that we're gonna do, part of a series. I'm gonna be interviewing, talking to different dental students about their story, about their advice that they're giving to the next generation of students that want to apply to dental school, their struggles, their joys, what they're looking forward to, and what they're, a little bit nervous about. This is one of my good classmates. His name is Amir, also a D1. We're both incoming D1 students. So welcome. Let's go. Woo!
Baby Productions.
Wait, Baby Productions, man. We're always in there, baby.
Yes, sir.
So the goal of these interviews is just to have a conversation. We're gonna sit down, have conversations. Throughout the videos, if you have any other additional questions, feel free to comment down below and we'll address those questions like immediately. We'll make content on it, we'll make videos, and keep on putting it out there. We're gonna have Amir introduce himself, where he's from, where he's moving from, and go from there. So, go ahead.
Hi everybody, my name is Amir. I'm from Arlington, Texas, or as the locals call it, Agtown. I moved to Boston July 1st, so about a month before school actually takes off and gets started. And I met this boy right here on his first move as well.
We were actually like very first friends in the class that we met through GroupMe. We have a whole like GroupMe chat, and that's where we connected. And he moved here about early July. School starts the end of July, so we decided to move in early.
Best decision of my life. You get acquainted with the city. You get to find all the local hotspots, the coffee shops, great studying places. Get to meet with the locals and just get comfortable, get situated, so that you're not stressed when school actually starts. So you can hit the books and just start rolling.
100%. We still got a little bit more furniture to assemble, as you can see back there. But overall, yeah, we got a head start. We moved in our furniture, assembled everything, got to meet some of our classmates already. As Amir said, we got to see some of the hot spots too in the city of Boston, the north end, the south end, Seaport, Cambridge.
Yeah.
So far, great city.
Yeah, it's like every 10 minutes you go out from the city center, there's like a new, different like vibe and culture around everything. So it's awesome. Like we have Chinatown, we have Little Italy, Seaport is really dope.
A lot of diversity.
Just definitely a vibe.
No, it's a great time.
Yeah.
So tell us about your undergrad. So overall, in today's video, we're going to talk about how Amir, originally in his path, he wanted to go the med route. He wanted to go the route of medicine. And somewhere along that journey, he just came to like self-realization that wasn't for him, and he wanted to go to the path of dentistry. And that's where we are today. So this whole video is going to be for anyone out there who, is stuck between medicine or dental, and you don't really know what to do. So hopefully this video will give you some advice, maybe some things you could try out, and then you can decide for yourself. How just give us a background of your, obviously high school you finished, you go to University of Texas,
right,
and start from there.
Yeah, so I did my undergrad at UT Austin. I was a biology major. I feel like everyone that goes into college is still just trying to figure out what they want to do with life. Everyone just kind of signs up for some random major, just kind of going with the flow just because their friends are signing up for it. So long story short, I was a bio major, I was pre-med the whole time. All my friends in undergrad were also pre-med. And it's a grind. You have to stay on top of your grades, you have to build up your resume.
So going into college, you already were set on pre-med, or the people around you like really made you just influence your decision in pre-med? Really?
So I'm Iranian, and every Persian mom and dad's like dream, you either become a lawyer, a doctor, a dentist, those three. So my parents had ingrained into my head that I would become an MD. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'll go for it. I've always been interested in science. It never was my strongest subject, to be honest with you. Math and history were always like right up there. But
Same, I only did bio and minor in chemistry just because.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was a thing to do.
Yeah, I got a business certificate.
Oh, really?
You always gotta stay business minded,
So you're doing you got your biology, major in biology.
Right.
And you're on the pre-med track.
Right.
Right?
All the way up until my last semester of college. So I
Senior year.
Senior year. Graduation right around the corner.
Wow.
I was still having second doubts about applying for med school. And I just told myself, this is a big decision. It's going to be the rest of my life. It's a lot of school, almost 8 years, 10 years. All my friends were getting these med school acceptances. I still hadn't applied. I was just trying to figure things out. It's like, when you see all your friends thriving and being successful, you're happy for them. But deep down, you're reflecting on yourself. You're being hard on yourself, too.
Like, what do I got to do to get to that level?
Exactly.
But you hadn't applied yet.
No, I hadn't.
So were you
But it's just a mentality of wanting to be successful and that drive. First generation student in my family to go to school, to go to college, and now in grad school as well. Professional school.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, dude.
Yeah. Oldest child.
And you're doing everything for the first time too.
Yeah.
There's guidance from your friends, but you don't have the older sibling to rely on or your parents to rely on.
Well, hold that thought. That's what these series are all about. You know what I'm saying? It's people who you don't have any similarities to, you can't relate to,
right.
And at that point there is no one really to give you guidance truly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No one can relate to your situation. Because
Mm-hmm.
either people have really good grades, or that's pretty much it. You have good grades, you have a good MCAT DAT score, and you're in.
Right.
But how about us who don't really have that direction or leadership, family, nothing?
Yeah.
So you were just learning all these things.
It's tough. My first year, I had a 3.0. I was like, oh man, I'm already off to a bad start.
Yeah.
You have to have a high 3.7, 3.8 is the norm that people always tell you that you have to achieve in order to get into med or dental or whatever. So yeah, dude, that first semester, that first year was actually very eye-opening. I had to grind. I couldn't make any more mistakes. I made all my mistakes already in the first semester, so
yeah.
I'd already used all my lifelines, and I just had to get my shit together.
So you graduate.
I graduate.
Right, what was it,
2018.
2018.
Class of 2018. Hook 'em.
Shout out, baby. Shout out. 17, baby. All 17s coming down below, baby. I love it, dog. So you graduate in the summer of 2018, right?
So that summer the World Cup was going on. I'm a huge soccer fanatic.
Huge.
Took the entire month off, just chilling, enjoying every game. But then it comes to the point where you have to sit down and see what you want to go after, you know? There's no more excuse that you're in school. You're in the real world now. You either are working, you probably have a child that you have to take care of.
Yeah.
So there's no more excuses. You don't have that thing to fall back on.
So that World Cup sort of paused your life in a sense, made you self-reflect, and
Definitely.
you really got it thinking.
Definitely.
So did you ever apply to med school?
No, actually I didn't. It just wasn't in my heart to to finally click that submit button, I don't know if it was fear or just uncertainty, but I'm glad I didn't send that application off, because after the World Cup, I sat down, reflected. I was definitely interested in healthcare. I wanted to help people, make a difference in people's lives.
That was always a passion of yours.
Exactly.
That was in your heart.
And I thought to myself, what is the most immediate impact I can make on people's lives? And we've always had family friends that were in the dental field, so I was like, you know what, I'll give dentistry a shot.
So in the summer of 2018, right, World Cup's going on, you have a change of heart, change of mind, you still want to go in healthcare direction. Is that when you started experimenting with dentistry? Is that when you started either working, reading? What did you do at that point?
So
when was that changing moment for you?
Okay.
Turning point.
So at that point, I had a mutual friend who had just gone into dental school. So I reached out to him. I said, hey bro, let's grab some coffee. Let's have a conversation. I just want to see where your head is at. I'm interested in the dental field. I just want to get some more information. And he provided me with a great resource. He told me to go to Mission Arlington, which is a free dental clinic in Arlington, Texas, right by University of Texas at Arlington. And he was like, hey man, just go shout out this clinic, see if it's for you. I mean, you're gonna have to do this every day, so why not? So I went there. Everyone was super friendly. I had no dental experience at all whatsoever.
Zero.
Zero. Everything at that clinic was
shadowing, nothing.
No
hitch.
I got my 2 cleanings a year. That's it.
That's 6 months.
Yeah, every 6 months.
Bring it in, baby. Bring it in. 6 month clean. Don't forget that. No experience. Nothing.
Yeah.
Talk to the friend. He's like, try it out.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything else. I don't have a job right now. I'm trying to figure things out. So I just showed up at the clinic, introduced myself. They were like, hey, we can take all the help we can get. Best experience of my life, honestly. I feel like they trained me to become a dental assistant.
So going in, were you knowing you were getting trained to be a dental assistant, or going in where you're just gonna go and check it out, shadow, whatever? And
I thought it was just a shadowing opportunity, to be honest with you. I didn't know that I was actually the one that was gonna be helping the dentist.
So it was a pleasant surprise.
It was definitely a pleasant surprise. And every time I went in there was a new dentist. Everyone was a volunteer dentist, just people working at their normal practice 3-4 days a week, and then they devote one day of their
volunteer
week,
that one
just
day.
Volunteering, giving back to people that can't afford dental treatment because it is very expensive.
100%, yeah.
And for about 3 months straight, I went every morning, 8 o'clock until 1, clean up, sterilize, assist, all that stuff, man. And I just gained confidence in the field. It was fun. People came in with pain, people came in with cosmetic issues, and they would leave happy, leave sad.
That's the best part.
Exactly.
Diagnosing, seeing everything going on.
Yeah.
And it seems like that one experience is like, how much do you value shadowing? Like, how much weight did that have? It seemed like that was a turning point for your career.
Yes, definitely. That experience made me go both feet first into
head first.
Yes, for sure. Like, everyone goes to the dentist, or you should, at least for your cleanings. You go in, it has this weird smell. You've been going to the same dentist for a long time, so all right, bro, let me just get in and get out,
Yeah.
I don't really want to know the ins and outs of the business and the practice and all that.
Yeah.
So being there, like, you get to see it from a different point of view, I was in the stock room, I was ordering things, all these donations were coming in.
I mean, from beginning to end, you really got your feet wet in the process.
Definitely.
And it seems like you appreciated like what was going on, the knowledge you gained.
Definitely.
Because I tell people all the time, like, the only way to know if something's for you is you have to go there and work it out.
Exactly.
You can't just, especially in this field, books and whatever, anyone can really do that.
Right.
Anyone can do that. But is it really for you?
Right.
You gotta go shadow, you gotta go experience. And honestly, you said it, getting a real good dental assisting job to really be hands-on and know the ordering process and the patient walkthrough and the patient treatment and how to adjust your tactics for each patient. You don't experience that in shadowing.
At all. Yeah.
At all.
You don't converse with the patient.
Zero.
So you don't get that full experience. You're kind of just hovering. Most people are very timid. They're like standing 7-8 feet away from the patient. It's like,
people are like, the doctor's here. You're just like,
right.
You don't want to be, and I get it. You don't want to be rude or
forward?
anything or whatever. But I don't even in Texas. You're allowed to work hands-on as a dental assistant, right? Without going to school for it.
So you do have to have your
license.
RDA, yeah. So you have to be a registered dental assistant.
It's pretty easy. But it's doable to do.
It's definitely doable.
Because in Virginia, all you need to be a dental assistant is an X-ray certification.
Oh, really?
That's all.
Okay.
You could get hired on the spot, and they'll train you, and for their office. Okay. But like for me, there was an academy class in high school where they offered a dental assistant class, part 1, part 2. I took the part 1, used that to build my resume, and then got my first job at like 17, high school.
Wow.
Yeah, sterilization.
Yeah.
$9 an hour. I didn't really do, but I loved it. Like, it was like the same passion you're talking about.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna go between med and dental, you should definitely experience what you're saying first.
Oh, for sure.
Go get a good insight.
I did all the shadowing. I was in the ICU, GI doctors, family medicine. It just there was something about every doctor that I met, and they were very honest, and I appreciate them for that. They all told me, hey man, if you're not willing to devote 100% of your free time, it's tough on your family, it's tough on your kids. We're at the hospital all the time, lack of sleep. Just don't do it, because people's lives are at stake.
And that's what it's all about. I feel like a lot of us lack, like, either get influenced. That's why I asked you in the beginning. Your friends influence your decision on like being a med student?
Honestly, no. Everyone's pre-med. My entire friend group in undergrad got accepted into med school. So, I was hyped for them. I was happy for them. But I was like, you know what? I'm business-minded. I want immediate results. I want to have a balanced lifestyle. And that was the main thing, a balanced lifestyle.
Get your feet wet.
Definitely.
Go get a real, in both sides, medicine and dental, go get that experience in the office for, I think, as long as it takes, as long as you need, early on.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone who's watching this is in high school, or a freshman in college, or a sophomore in college, or at any point that you're trying to make a decision in either healthcare, whether it's PA, pharmacy, dentistry, medicine, 100% experience is everything. Knowing what you want, because it's a huge investment. It's a lot of time and a lot of hard work. And you definitely want to know in your hearts of heart that you're doing it for the right cause. Is everything that I'm doing worth it? And for me at least, dude, when it was like those hard times of like academically, seeing that end result at that office and seeing what the product of all this work is, dude, that was like my drive.
That's awesome.
My love and my draw was like, I'm gonna make this happen. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So in your case, like, it's funny because usually people will apply to med school, get rejected, apply to med school, get rejected, and then go to dentistry.
Right.
But you didn't even apply.
I never pulled the trigger, man. I was this close. I mean, the grade wasn't like, the MCAT score wasn't like super competitive, but you know, I had the drive, the resume, everything was there. And for all those people, all those pre-dents out there, or people that are interested in dentistry, you don't have to take these 1-year courses to become a dental assistant. You don't have to go pay for these certifications. I legit went on UT San Antonio Dentistry School of Dentistry's website, took a very, very easy course, man. Like I finished in like 30 minutes, submitted my background check, did all that. I was RDA certified. That's all you need. And then you need someone to just believe in you. Go to an office, just, you know.
That's huge. Finding that one mentor.
You just need someone. Shout out to Dr. Tyler Brady in Southlake, Texas, Tufts alumni. Man, I walked into his office, told him I have 0 experience. I've done some shadowing and volunteering at this dental clinic. Dude, he took a risk on me. And
100%.
I told him, man, give me 1 week. I will show you that this decision was worth it.
I mean, that's the mentality, man.
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
When you're in, if this is your future, you have to try to be the best version of yourself.
100%. So when someone takes a chance on you, dude, that one mentor, that first job, I've experienced that too.
I know.
Like, I've had several people and doctors who like have more impacted my like drive to listen. You got to go all the way.
Exactly.
Than any administrative staff. Really.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You just have to take a risk sometimes. Life is about taking risks.
100%.
If you're complacent in your entire life,
you're doing something
you
wrong.
will not get any.
100%.
At all.
This game is all risk.
Right.
The amount of money you spend on the exams, on education, and at the end of the day, nothing's guaranteed in this business. Nothing.
At all.
So to reach this point,
someone to believe in you.
100%.
And that's what it comes down with acceptances too. You'll interview with so many different types of students and professors. You just need one person to believe in you. One person that can connect with your story, and you'll get in.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? Like I like to think that I work hard, I'm driven, but I'm not the brightest person out there. I don't have the most amazing resume. I don't have all this research, but I believe in myself, you know? And when I have that confidence in myself, other people see that when it's genuine.
I mean, bro, quick fact is like, it's just a fact. No one's gonna believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. Yeah. And if you're gonna not have that self motivation from within to begin with, why would anyone else want to give that to you?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Why would anyone want to invest in a stock that's not gonna go well?
Exactly.
Now at this point, you've shadowed, you know where your heart is, you know you want to do this, you're motivated to go. How did you figure out what the next steps were regarding pen to paper?
Okay.
Like X, Y, and Z. I gotta do this to get to right here. You know, it's a little bit different than med and like dental applications in a sense, and time frames, right? So talk us through like a student out there who, now their mind is set, they want to do dentistry. What is step number 1?
Okay. So I'm the type of person that likes to take life one day at a time. Just thinking too far ahead in the future, it gives me a lot of stress and anxiety.
That's a great tip. Focus on the now and don't jump ahead.
One day at a time, man. Wake up in the morning, just focus on getting to the end of the night.
100%.
You know?
But have an end goal though.
Exactly.
Have a long-term goal, but take it step by step.
Definitely.
Do the best you can, and like those little things matter.
So while I was shadowing at that dental clinic for about 3 months, before I even got my RDA and started working at an office, I had to sit down. I had to look at the timetable. When do applications begin? When are applications due? What's the process? How long do I need to study? All that stuff.
Where'd you find on Google? Quick Google search. Where'd you find all that information?
Honestly, YouTube was a great resource. People sharing their own stories, being honest. But honestly, just not being afraid to reach out to people that I've never met before. Exactly. Just asking a simple question.
You're right. And that's what we want for this channel too. We want people to we want to make an open, warm, and friendly environment for conversations. And the only way we're going to do that is, anyone out there who, listen, I had 2.7 undergrad, you're hearing Amir's story right now. This is all about honesty. The only way that we can advance is by asking the real questions. You know what I'm saying? So again, any guys, if you guys are watching this video, you have any question, comment down below. We're going to have this conversation again and go forward from there.
Sure. And be sure to subscribe as well.
Definitely hit that subscription button for more content, or else we're done. We're gonna cop out. So you ask questions of people, you started figuring out the steps.
Yeah.
Right?
So the way I did it was, applications open up in May. You probably have a good 2 weeks to a month to get everything in. What do I have to do next? First thing, recommendation letters. Very important, very stressful for a lot of people. Me, I did not talk to many professors in undergrad. I
Like a
just
lot
go
of
to
people
class,
do, yeah.
come out, man. My senior year, I was like, okay, well, I'm either gonna go to med school or dental school. You know,
I need a recommendation.
I need to start sucking up to these
Right.
professors that I haven't talked to in years. And they knew what was up, you know, just be transparent with your professors. I straight up went to a couple and I was like,
Hey man, you go to med school, dental
Yeah,
school, I need
seriously.
your letter of rec.
hey dude, I took your class a couple semesters ago. To be honest with you, I'm looking for a good rec letter. I enjoyed your class. I learned a lot from you. Would you be interested in getting to know me more? Can I set up bi-weekly appointments, come in and talk to you for like 20 minutes so that you can get to know my character, get to know about my experiences, and then I can also, you know, learn more about your research or your class and your passion in education. So that was the next step, man. And
I
then,
must say, like, in my master's, I really valued like those connections with professors, honest, true,
Right.
like deep connections, real connection with professors goes a long way.
Yeah.
So if you guys are an undergrad, you know, just don't put your head down, go to class to come out. Really go to those office hours. Obviously, you can't connect with every teacher.
Right.
But just that one connection with a really good teacher of yours that you really appreciate is a lifetime thing. And you
Definitely.
never know when you're going to need an extra helping hand. So those connections are definitely something I would definitely get on and value highly.
Exactly. So that was first step number one.
Connections.
Just thinking of the rec letters.
All right.
That process began as soon as the new year started.
There's applications like open for med schools, you know? Because I know dental school is the June 1st, but you're allowed to start working on it
Right.
mid-May.
I think
now.
so. I believe at least for Texas residents, it was TMDSAS opens at the same exact time, and then there's for dentistry it's AADSAS, right? And
ADSAS.
ADSAS. That's just for all the private schools and out-of-state applications. So I think it was May 1st or May 15th.
It's like mid-May.
Yeah.
Recently, they've opened it up earlier, 2 weeks earlier, so you start working on it, getting your letters in, so you don't have to rush it June 1st or
Right.
June 3rd. But so you graduated 2018 to recap.
Right.
You took that summer to really like self-reflect.
Right.
You changed your path,
Mm-hmm.
and now in January of 2019, you're starting to look at applications. What you got to do to prepare for it.
Applications and then applying to become an RDA at a dental office.
RDA is
as a registered dental assistant.
dental assistant.
Yeah. So I had to build up my resume again. Basically, my entire resume was all medicine related, hospice work, things of that nature. In order to get in dental school, you have to show the school that you're interested in dentistry. So I had to grind, you know. I shadowed at that clinic every day for 3 months. During January, I started
For free, by the way, right?
for free. My own time.
That's
you know?
real. That's when you know you're about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Shout out Miss Jean and shout out Dr. Odie.
Shout out
Believe
to Tony
in
Miss
me.
Jean. I don't know you, but one day I'll meet. For summer of 2018, you took some time off. You knew what you wanted to do. You worked at the clinic
Right.
for free for 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. You got your first job. Right. And then now you did a bunch of research on what is your next steps to like for dental applications.
Right.
Right. So it was a little bit different for medical students, a little bit, but overall it just is not that difficult as long as you have the ambition, the drive to go find out for yourself, ask people. It is possible.
Definitely.
Right. So
anything is possible if you set your mind to it.
100%. So you definitely seem like, you know, your gears were on one clutch, you're going forward and everything's going. And so when you found out the steps and you realized what you had to do, was it overwhelming on the time constraint? Like a timetable, get everything in by, you know, you want to get things sooner than later.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely. Honestly, the time constraint was probably the toughest part of the whole application. The difference between the med school application and the dental school application is very similar. I think the essays just kind of changed, to be honest with you.
And each school might have their secondary app, which is like
Exactly.
another, you know, questionnaire you got to fill out, this and that.
500 characters or a paragraph or two that you have to include.
So we're going to class of 2025.
Yay,
Right.
class of 2025.
25, let's go, baby! It's a pretty good class.
I know,
The class
I'm
is
excited.
looking
We've
really
met some
good.
really cool classmates so far.
Everyone's like A1, like
Definitely.
great quality.
Yes.
So you applied 2020 for the year 2021.
Yep.
So we're talking right now 2019 for the year 2020.
Right.
So you didn't, I'm assuming, get accepted any schools that year.
I had a couple interviews. I think what held me back was the fact that everything dental related on my resume and on my activities happened post graduation.
You had no depth.
I had
really.
no depth. basically. Everything was kind of like smushed into like 5 to 6 months.
Do you think a time frame of like, getting anything rushed in hurt you at that?
No, because I gained a lot of experience from the interviews. So that first cycle I was fortunate to receive several interviews. I was not expecting much, to be honest with you. Tufts actually happened to reach out that first time as well.
Nice. Did you accept that first round for Tufts?
I did not. I got waitlisted. Yeah. But I mean,
you know what I respect about you? Sorry to like interrupt you real quick, but I respect the fact that most people would be like overwhelmed and like, no, I gotta wait 1 year. Let me wait 1 year. Let me wait 1 year. I don't want to do it now.
Yeah, you never.
But I respect the fact that you went, like as you said earlier, had both feet in, and you just try and you live with the results.
Exactly.
What you're saying now ended up being a huge like learning experience.
Huge, dude.
That's awesome.
Like I had.
Tell them more about like just taking the risk.
Okay.
Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a big step to
Exactly.
instill, especially changing a whole.
You never know until you try something. Whether it's skydiving, whether it's
diving with sharks,
skiing, any of the
cities.
Stuff. At one point in your life, it's gonna click, and I feel like it's just when I hit the level of maturity, probably around like 23, 24, that just if you try, sometimes it's just for the experience. If you try something for the first time, you won't know whether you like it or whether you hate it or whether you don't want to do it again or
you would never know
how often you want to do it until you actually try it for the first time. And in this world and in this society, especially in America, why do you think all these entrepreneurs become successful? Is because they take risks. So
dude, it's all about risk, and it's never really failure. I don't believe in failure.
No,
there is never a failure.
Learning curves behind this.
It's just all a learning experience.
Yeah.
A year goes by, and then 2020, you're back in the cycle.
Yeah, 2020 was a lot easier. Like you have some interviews under your belt. You know what to expect. You know what questions they're gonna ask. This time you can fine tune your essays.
Little tweak here, little tweak there.
Those tweaks were very important.
What do you think you like really tightened up to second round? Like, what do you think you really added on to that really? You polished up your resume.
So I believe that sending your application in early is very important.
It's the best thing.
I had a conversation with a couple students. Basically, when your application opens up, you don't want to send it immediately, right? These people that read your applications, you would assume that they expect that their application is not super easy, so why should someone submit it on day 1 or week 1? I gave myself a time frame of 3 weeks. I was like, you know what? It probably takes like the average person about 2 to 3 weeks.
That's good advice because you, at first glance, things might seem good.
Exactly.
But you definitely have to go look back and make sure everything is filled out correctly because that's a huge. Even the things that are not required in the access application, like tell me about your hand skills. Looking back at the application, because spelling mistakes, whatever it may be. That like 3
that's
weeks.
That's where the OCD kicked in big time.
No, I mean as it should. That's good because you need it. Comes in handy. That little details matter.
Definitely.
Every little thing, especially in this game.
Especially in dentistry.
Like applications as is for dental school is so competitive. So in one little thing here and there can make a difference for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that seems good. So second round you beefed it up. You reviewed it.
Got a lot more interviews.
You got experience
a lot of
for the office
going in. Definitely. I feel like working at the dental office was helped push me over the edge. Gave me that extra upper hand because during the interviews they ask you certain questions and you can tell when someone is experienced in the dental field and when they're going in blind. I had a couple of people that I interviewed with who would ask basic questions that anyone that had shadowed or had any type of experience in the dental office should be able to answer, and it was so obvious when those students would speak and try to explain their reasoning behind their answers to a certain question. It's like, man, this dude does not know what he's about.
I mean, because either you know what you're talking about or you don't.
Exactly.
And you can tell.
And you can't BS it.
If you've lived it, experienced it, breathed it, you know what you're doing, you can give an honest, fast, direct answer.
Right.
So that's why I think the moral of this video really comes back to that core seed of like, go out, risk it, experience it, see if you like it. If you do, don't even think twice.
Definitely.
Go all the way until you get it, because
Yeah.
anyone can get this.
Definitely.
Like anything.
Yeah.
Anything, like forget dentistry, anything in life.
You don't have to have the best grades. You don't have
You
to.
don't. Oh, trust me, 100% you don't.
Most of it's just personality. Like whenever you get interviewed, they just want to know if
Who
you're
you
going to hold
are.
a conversation.
100%.
Can you talk to your patients? Can you carry a conversation? Do you know what you're getting yourself into? And that's it.
100%,
You know, they're not sitting here asking me, "Why did you make a B in this class?" You know, everyone makes B's. Everyone has their off days. I was sick. Didn't study for an exam. Like,
And you like during 2019 or during 2020, you didn't stop working in the office, right? I remember earlier you were telling me like you continued.
Man, I would go into work every day at 7:15. Would oftentimes get home around 7 p.m. And I just had a blast. Like I was never tired. the time would go by super quickly. I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's another day. Oh, wow.
That's when you know you love it.
You know?
That's when you know you love
exactly.
it. I mean, just because you submit the application, this is a career you want to do. There is no reason to stop what you're doing.
Right.
You want to work at a dental office until the day you start school, really, to pick it up. Because it's a huge advantage at the end of the day, for you, academically, clinically, all around together. So you had a couple interviews. How many acceptances did you have overall? Any?
So that first year, I had 3 wait lists out of 3, which was not good.
First round.
Yeah, it was.
That's pretty good, bro.
Good experience.
That's very good.
Some confidence going to the second round. The second cycle, I applied to 8 schools. I interviewed at 6 of them.
Wow, that's huge.
3 acceptances, 2 wait lists. But hey, Tufts Dental. That's the baby.
What made you choose Tufts? Like right off the bat, top reason, this is my school.
So aside from the city attraction, the interviewers, and then my first cycle when I interviewed here, it was an in-person interview. So the second time, because of COVID, unfortunately, it was online. There's just so much diversity in the class and within the faculty itself. And I've always been like interested in different cultures. People just bring different experiences from their lives, you know? What's the point of going to a school where everyone is from the same city or from, you know, same race? Because you learn things from other people, how they interact with people, different stories,
cultures, everything.
Foods, culture, exactly, and it just makes you, it just expands your mind.
I mean, so far the guys we've met are like so diverse.
Everyone, is from a
country,
different
background,
different city. It's awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
So diversity of the city brought you to Tufts, and the warmth of the
just the honesty and the professionality of the school.
Very professional.
Everyone was very professional from the moment I stepped into the building to all the emails that I received. Everyone was super quick in responses. Every student that like I creeped on social media seemed like they were having a good time along with learning. Because at the end of the day, you're not just studying; you're also trying to experience and enjoy yourself.
No, I mean that's what the channel is about. It's like, all right, we have this career, but it doesn't mean we're like cold-blooded individuals. We have a life.
Yeah.
And we have a very diverse and multi-dimensional life.
Right.
You know, and we come together and we're still focused on our goals, but yet we have external, you know, outdoor interests.
Yeah, we just have a different point of view and different vision with how we go about our everyday lives, basically.
All right, so we're gonna finish off this interview. I'm gonna ask you about 2 more questions.
Okay.
All right, so we're D1s. Orientation is this week.
Yeah.
You know, so we're starting orientation.
Let's go.
What is the one thing that you are most looking forward to after like it's said and done? For me, it hasn't sat in yet.
No,
we're about to start, like after all those
summer
months,
vacation mode, definitely.
Dude, like you work so hard, you know, all this ups and downs, whatever, like, you know, and hasn't sat in yet. But what is the one thing that you're really, you know, you're looking forward to?
Honestly, so I live about a mile away from Omid, and every time I walk to his place, I have to walk by the school. And I just look at the Tufts logo, and it kind of starts to kick in, but I don't think it'll like officially kick in until we're actually like walking in the hallways and
No, there's definitely an energy.
Yeah.
There's definitely like you know, there's an energy around it.
Definitely.
You know, and I think, you know, you're first generation. You've been through it all, ups and downs. You know, it's never been it's never a smooth road anyways.
Life is hard. Life is hard.
But the appreciation, right, for how far like we've come. I think that's for me like wow, you know, like that in weight, right? It's still there because we're just beginning. This is just the starting point.
You learn to have more faith in yourself, and you learn to feel good about yourself.
Right, and it's just we appreciate the moments. Exactly. Every little thing matters. Like
every day,
you know?
one day at a time, and it just becomes so much more beautiful.
So you're just looking forward to start.
Oh yeah. Let's get
to work,
bro.
Let's get to work.
Yeah,
let's go to work. I want to see fear.
Okay.
But something you're a little bit, you know, maybe concerned about, maybe excited about to another level.
Okay.
What, you know, in that route, like what are you being aware of?
Okay. So
like whether it's course load, whether it's pace, whether it's, you know, adjusting. I mean, you seem like you're pretty well adjusted. Like we're good
thanks,
on that.
bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, you seem like you're very well.
Stay on top of my things.
No, you're like a nomad, man. You adjusted very well, so you're good.
We in there, baby.
We in there, baby. Don't get it. Let's get it. Subscribe down below, baby.
Dude, to be honest with you, like.
There's nothing. You say nothing. You're just ready to go.
Honestly, working as a dental assistant, you're on the other side. Like you're the doctor's other set of eyes. you're looking at different angulations and different like point of views from the tooth that the doctor's working on. Sometimes you point out some things that the doctor may have missed, but it's another thing to be on the other side of that, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, just being on the other side and actually putting your hands in the patient's mouth. The doctor at my office.
That's the biggest moment.
Huge moment.
Huge moment. Like the first time I scaled teeth with a prophy cleaning in the mouth. I mean,
it's
in
so
a sense,
fun.
like,
It's something so small. You're just removing like.
No, but it's a hump you gotta go over, and once you're over it, you're like, this is the best thing in my life.
Exactly.
This is the coolest feeling to be like
Right.
up close and personal. In a sense, like, bro, like, you know, now dental school is of course academic, but it's also a lot of clinical. This is where clinic's everything now, right?
That's all that's important.
And I feel like you said, you're already over the hump. So you have that perspective of like a professor, as in like in clinic at least, you know? Now we gotta learn how to drill and, you know, all
the nuances, all the.
So it's exciting. I'm not nervous.
No,
I'm excited.
Yes.
Like I've been, it's like holding, you know, a dog in a cage and wanting to let it go to run. Like I'm ready to run. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I could do a cavity ring.
That's what I'm saying. I want to just go. You know, I just want to start learning the right way and see where the potential will take you. You know.
But it's all a process. You know, they put this stuff in place for a reason. Obviously, you have to get through the didactic courses and then sim lab, and then once you actually get to clinic, you're like, oh my god, there's so much stuff going on.
No, I can't wait to share that with people too.
Exactly.
You know, with our viewers, like the journey throughout dental school from the very beginning. So like,
and everyone has their different style. Don't ever compare yourself to anyone in this world. Ever. Everyone always has a different journey. They always have different timetables.
Different starting points, different journeys, different things that pop in and out of their course. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, don't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be like this, but you gotta keep on going. If you're looking at the side, you're delaying yourself. You can't be spending time on other people. You gotta focus on your own path and see what's best for you. Because what is best for me may not be best for you. But we were talking about this the other day. Is like, I'm from Northern Virginia. Amir's from Dallas. We got other students like all across the world, and at the end of the day, we're all in the same city, doing the same thing, and we've all come together as a unit. So that's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, we're all goal oriented, you know.
I mean, you have to be in any business.
Definitely.
Not just dental, anything.
And when you're with like-minded people too, it just makes it so much more enjoyable. You know, you can share your experiences, your struggles with them, and they'll be able to understand because they're right there with you.
I think the more honest and like true you are to your heart, you attract people around you that's like-minded, and same-hearted. Different personalities.
Right.
But at the end of the day, our core is like where it needs to be, you know? Dude, we had a great conversation, honestly.
Thanks, bro.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Anything else like you want to throw out there to anyone who is down that road and is about to hit that, left or right, dental medicine? Like, what's your final piece of advice?
Honestly, don't be afraid to pull the trigger. Once you're in it, and you'll realize whether you like it or not pretty quickly, you know? The shadowing and all that stuff that they tell you need for your application, yeah, that helps you get your foot in the door, but it's a totally different experience when you're actually working on patients and assisting doctors, and whether it's like front office work or back office work, all these experiences.
It's all good experience.
Definitely get tied in.
Whether it's cleaning the toilets at an office or working on mouths, it's all equivalent. Yeah. The weight is equal. Because it's just an energy there where you're like, all right, can I come here 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day and give it my all? Yeah. If you can, that's for you. You gotta do this stuff. Like you said, you work for free. I mean, you work for free.
Yeah, I did.
That's what matters.
Exactly. And I wasn't even thinking about money. I was broke right out of college. I've been working for 4 years, living with my parents. But I mean, God always has a plan for people, and you just have to believe. Believe and just work hard, because nothing is given to you in this life, and you just have to grind for it, baby.
Always in there, baby.
It's a pleasure, bro.
Alright guys, that wraps up the video for today. We're going to continue on these series with different students, different topics, different backgrounds, and hopefully you can give some information out there that can connect with students out there or anyone out there who's decided to go down this path. Amir, thanks for coming by, man.
I appreciate it.
I can't wait for the next 4 years.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
We're always in there, baby. Till next time. Peace.